Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. All right, welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie. I actually just tried to do a live, and then I got cut short. So as you're tuning in, I need to know, can you hear me? Or can you not? I have people say, we can't hear you. So when you're tuning in, let me know, can you hear my voice? My phone probably is about to die, so we'll have to see if I can get through this live. I wanted to come on here and give you a quick keto tip of the day. And the keto tip is simply this. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm going to talk about something that happened at the gym today. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. What does that look like? So I just want you to think about as you're setting yourself up for success in the new year. Think about how you're going to set your kitchen up, your office up, your desk drawer. What are you going to keep in your car? Out of sight, out of mind seems simple. But if you find yourself snacking often, then restructure your kitchen to where the snacks that you eat that you don't want to eat are lower in a cupboard. Maybe they're your kids' snacks. Maybe you don't have them in the fridge. Get them out of your desk drawer. I'm not saying right now, I'm not saying don't enjoy your family. What I'm saying is when you are ready and focused and ready to dive into this new year, what is that going to look like for you? Out of sight, out of mind. Clean off the kitchen cupboards. Set a new intention for what your kitchen is going to look like, your refrigerator, your office desk, so that you're set up for success. If you don't see it, the likelihood of you eating it is unlikely because your eyes aren't going to say, oh, I'm hungry. When we see food often, we'll be like this. Am I hungry? Do I want that? I might not be hungry, but it would taste really great. So something super simple. If you don't see it, 100% it's going to help you not be so snacky. All right, you let me know as you're tuning in. Can you hear me? Yes or no? So the only tip I was going to share was out of sight, out of mind, super simple. I was going to pop on here and say we've got some fun things coming to end the year, some fun little kits that have to do with ketones. If you've never tried ketones, just post trial in the comments. I'm going to be sharing more about, they're backwards. I'm going to be sharing more about what these are and how they work later on. But just so you know, there we go. Let me know if you can still hear me. Oh, good. I'm so glad. So if you've never tried ketones, we've got some fun things coming to end the month, to dive into 2024, whether you grab a trial pack or a different kit to help you get launched, to help you start and have success in the new year. So interestingly, I was actually watching, the conversation was actually on the news. It popped up on my reels, and it was, should we give kids this drug that you stick them in the arm, right? Once a week or once every couple of days. And if you know the drug I'm talking about, it makes them not eat, right? Lots of adults are losing weight by giving themselves this drug. So I think it's the FDA is looking to pass this drug to be able to pass for childhood obesity, 6 and up. And this doctor came on and the guy was saying, hey, do you feel like these kids should be able to take this drug? Why are we seeing kid obesity? I'm saying that for a reason, right? Because even out of sight, out of mind works for your kids, right? How often do we have snacks on the counter, excess snacks in our home, and our kids just think like, there's a cookie, I should eat it. There's ice cream in the freezer, I should eat it. And it was interesting because this doctor said, she goes, you know what's so interesting is she goes, we really are looking at the wrong question. Like, can we give kids 6 and up this medication? She goes, we need to be educating parents on how to be examples to their kids, right? So as you're diving into this new year and you want to get healthy, start thinking about your whole family, right? Like she was incredible. She was like, your kids don't go grocery shopping. They don't cook the meals. They don't go and buy that food. It's bought for them. It's put on the counter for them. It's put in the freezer for them. The meals are made for them. There's excessive snacks in the cupboards for them. So it's allowed, right? And she's like, what if we had parents that like stood up and said, hey, I'm going to work on myself and my kids are going to follow. I'm not going to buy all of the snacks. Like, is it okay to have a snack or a treat? For sure. But do we need to have access to all of it at all the time, 24/7, whenever people want? No. It's like this man that was interviewing her, he's like, but we want it easy. Like, we live in America. And she's like, okay. So it was really interesting, which then reminded me of my morning. I went to the gym with my girls and my husband, and our girls are 16, 14, 12, and 10. So we have permission to bring our younger girls into the gym. They stay with us, but they work out. They go on the treadmill with us. We're doing weights. We're doing different machines. And this man looked over at me today for a split second. And I judged what he was thinking because our youngest, 10-year-old Annie, was doing a machine. And I put words into my own head. So he looked at me, kind of gave me a look that like wasn't loving. It wasn't like, hey, hi. It was like, I felt like I was being judged, right? So for a second I was like, shoot, does he think I'm a bad parent? Like, does he think I'm not watching my 10-year-old? She knows what to do. I'm helping her with the machine. And I had to stop it and go, assume positive intent, right? Like, he doesn't know our story. He might just be working out and not actually paying attention to my daughters who are working out. But it's interesting because it's, I've had people say, your daughters can't lift weights. They're not old enough. Or like, why do your daughters go to the gym? And I've had to say, I've had to address people and go, you're addressing me by working on my kids being healthy. I have a question for you. Have you ever walked into McDonald's and asked somebody that may be obese, like, why are you giving your kids that Mountain Dew and cheeseburger and fries? No, absolutely not, right? You would never address somebody that's feeding their kids donuts and French fries and a Super Size Me drink. But it's funny how people will be like, is she old enough to work out? Of course she's old enough to work out. Of course. I'm not saying that he asked me that. I had to like catch my thought, not put words into my own head from him. And I was like, assume positive intent. I actually don't care what he thinks. But it was interesting to listen to this doctor's viewpoint. She was like, we need to educate the parents so that the parents can be models for the kids, right? So the quick tip that I gave to you today, out of sight, out of mind, off the counters, the snacks, the excess ice cream out of the refrigerator, like maybe you buy a couple snacks, not like a cupboard full of snacks, like your desk drawer full of candy. Like, I want you to be mindful because if you're seeing it and you're snacking excessively, your kids are too. Right? So as you're diving into the new year, think to yourself, do I want to be healthy? What does that look like? How can I set myself up and my family for success? Maybe I need to clean out my kitchen and get things at least hidden so that when we have a snack, it's a choice, not because my eyes see it and now I want it. And it's being mindful of using certain words in your family, like, I'm going to be healthy. Let's go to the gym together. Let's go for a walk. Let's shut off the TV and go shoot some hoops. Or listen, your kids are going to follow what you do, right? And remember, your kids don't do the grocery shopping. They don't do the meal cooking. They didn't set the cookies on the counter. So you as the parent are responsible for your children and their health. I'm not saying it's easy because the man was like, well, the kids don't want to eat that way. I hear you, but I promise you, if you don't buy the pop, they can't drink the pop in the home. People would say, well, I can't believe that you wouldn't buy pop. You guys, we haven't bought pop to bring in our home probably since, I've never been a pop drinker. We used to buy juice. We don't buy juice. But guess what? My kids have access to it when they go lots of other places. Like, I don't buy hot chocolate to bring in my home, but they had hot chocolate when we went to church last night and it was a treat. And I think it's fine, right? Or if we were to go to grandma's house, right? She probably would have some juice or some fun drink, but we don't buy it to keep it in our home. There's things that you can set yourself up for success and set healthy habits, and you can teach your kids to do the same thing. So that's it. It was just a random thought. I was watching that reel right before I came on live from this doctor and this interviewer. He's saying, like, is it okay to give these kids 6 and above this drug to help them lose weight. And she was like, we need to teach the parents how to create healthy habits, because as soon as somebody gets off the drug, what happens? They're not taught how to eat healthy. All they're doing with that drug is they're restricting their calories so low that they're not hungry and they're not eating. What happens when you don't eat? What happens when you don't eat enough food? Your body uses the stored fat and muscle. But what happens when you go off the drug because you lose all the weight? Did you learn how to eat healthy? Did you learn how to go for walks? Did you learn how to prioritize protein? Did you learn how to listen to your body? Absolutely not. No. So I don't believe a 6-year-old should have this drug. I believe that as parents, we're responsible for teaching them how to eat healthy. Drink more water. It starts with the way that you talk to them. Are you calling yourself fat? They hear that you're fat and they hear you're on a diet. They see you eating certain foods. They don't have to eat it because they're not on a diet, right? But if you start with you and why you're eating and why you want to get healthy, and you cast a vision to your family and your kids of what you're wanting to experience, feel, accomplish in life, I want to be stronger so I can go for walks with you. I want to be able to play basketball. I want to be able to go on that roller coaster with you. I want to be able to do all these things. That means that we need to make a shift in our home. We're not going to buy pop. We're going to drink more water. We're not going to watch as much TV. We're going to go for a walk before we watch a movie, right? We're going to be mindful together. Hey, we're not going to keep any snacks on the counter. I'm going to buy a couple of these snacks and maybe we have treats every other day. We're going to work on eating when we're hungry, not just because we see it. So I want to encourage you that as you're diving into your health journey for this next year, which most of us are, be mindful of the people in your home. Be mindful of the people in your home. And set a vision and set a focus, cast vision for them to join you, because when they leave the home, they're going to model what they were taught. So we can set our kids up for success as we teach them now. And the tip of the day was out of sight, out of mind. So I want to say thanks for tuning in. If you did not watch this morning's live, I believe that it is 100% one of the number one things that can help everything in your life. Everything. If you get this morning live, if you listen to it, go back and listen to it, I believe it can shift everything if you actually write it down, think about it, and then put it into play. Lastly, we've got some fun things coming for the end of the year. We're going to have some fun little, fun things we have going on with ketones. So stay tuned. If you've never tried ketones, post trial below. It's a supplement. It's not a drug. It's not a magic pill. This only works if you do the work. This works if you still choose better foods, if you still move your body, if you still be mindful of how often you're eating. It's a tool to help, right? Just like your coffee, if you make it sugar-free, is a tool to help, right? So if you want to know more about this, post trial in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an incredible day. I'm always here to help. You can ask questions below. You can send me a message. I would love to connect with you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.